Is it possible to become a Muslim while allowing for the possibilities of other religions?
No, because Allah says in the Quran explicitly, chapter 3, in more than one place. In one place, Allah Azza wa Jal says, but I'm going to explain that a little bit, but listen to the answer first, because it might be different to what you're thinking. Allah says in the Quran that the only religion acceptable in the sight of Allah is Islam. Now, having other religions now is a problem. Why is it a problem? Because now you're taking the teachings of other than God and you are following them. If I have a full guidance from God that deals with every aspect of life, and then I go and I get another guidance from a human being that is deficient, how does that make any sense? That's illogical, and it is me denying and ignoring the guidance of God and going to something which is wrong and incorrect, right? That is why you cannot be doing that as a Muslim. If you believe this is from God, then you follow what God has commanded you to do, and you cannot mix and choose. Allah says in the Quran, do not mix the truth with the falsehood.
But the Quran says a lot of things about truth and falsehood. So it means truth and falsehood must exist. So Christianity must be there for us to realize that Christianity is false. If the whole world were Muslims, then the word kafir wouldn't make sense.
You're missing something there.
Yeah.
I didn't say there will be no false religions. Your question wasn't there will be false religions and true religions. Your question was follow not only Islam but also these other religions. So yes, there has to be more than one ideology to recognize one to be true and false. That makes sense. But if you recognize one is true and false, then why would you follow all of them? Your question was about following all of them. Your question was not about recognizing what is true and what is false. We are not saying there is no other religions. We're saying there is. In fact, we're saying, as Islam says, Allah sent previous messengers, like Jesus was sent by God. He was a Muslim prophet. Moses was a Muslim prophet. Abraham was a Muslim prophet. All of them were Muslims. But people later on changed the teachings of these messengers and prophets. And due to that, you cannot follow something corrupted by humans and leave the ultimate truth that is there from God. So we're talking about following. We're not talking about that there is other religions that exist or they don't exist. Does that make sense?
That makes sense. Okay.